when I sat with Cameron, I told him, I said, look, to keep you from over trading, to keep you from having the issues and worrying about where your stop loss should be moved or where partial should be taken, you can only trade with one contract. And initially, I wanted him to trade with a micro. That's what I wanted him to do. And it wasn't about the amount of money. It was about him learning discipline and seeing the compounding effect of doing one thing well and just letting it happen over time. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Because if you do very, very well and you can find 10 handles very easy, very quickly, go in and find it. This is applicable to Forex, by the way. I know everybody likes to ask me questions like I didn't fucking say this before, but it works in Forex the same way. Any market. It's the same thing. Liquidity and inefficiencies are the thing. Everything else is nonsense. Everything else is fucking bullshit. The idea of anticipating intraday volatility, that's what his model is. He's not even using the weekly bias. He's not using a daily bias. He's not looking at anything except for what's existing right now in price action. Now think about how easy this is. See, you're already going to doubt it because I'm not telling you to use the weekly bias. And I'm not telling you to worry about daily bias because all of you think that you're going to be extremely profitable if you know what the daily bias is. That's bullshit because I had students that could send me an email and I made them prove to me that because they would say, ICT, I know the daily bias and blah, blah, blah. But if I could know the right PD array on this particular model, I would be profitable. Okay, well, I demanded them, okay, before the trading session opened, I need you to send me an email. Tell me what the bias is going to be. And they were incorrect. So they're bullshitting me. Okay, I have students that will lie to me as their teacher. And I'm fully capable of accepting the fact that there are going to be people out there that are going to lie and say my shit doesn't work because they aren't doing it correctly. That's why I said, bring your receipts. If you know that you have tried, show me that you have tried. Show me what you have been journaling. And showing me 5 fucking pages of scribbling is not journaling. That's somebody hurrying up trying to put something together to make it look like it. Because on face value, people's attention spans are very short. They're going to say, oh, yeah, I saw he journaled. What did he fucking journal? What did she journal? What did they journal? What were they looking for? What were they measuring? What were they trying to do a case study on? What model are they trying to employ? Are they changing shit all the time when they go into the marketplace? Or are they looking for one particular thing? So to keep the whole bias issue out of the equation, to simplify it, just trading intraday volatility. That means whatever the market's going to do from the highest high and the lowest low that it will form that day, which you don't even need to know that. I have tools that'll do that. I've proven it publicly that I can fucking tell you what they are. And you watch me trade them. You don't have anybody else out there in any fucking trading community that's ever proven that. Just me. Now, intraday volatility, that means you're going to be looking for an hourly or basically 60-minute swing high or swing low that is likely to move to. It's in close proximity to it. It's been going up for the last couple hours or so. And it's just getting real close to an obvious 60-minute high. If it's not doing that, go down to a 15-minute time frame. Look for a swing high that it might be gravitating to. If it's gravitating towards that 15-minute high, and real important, here's the filter, folks. Okay, this is the fucking part that you're not going to do. And when you fucking lose, you're going to swear up and down that it fucking fails. On a 1 or 5 minute chart, if you're bullish, it must show a swing low taken and then reject and go higher. Whatever time frame, whether it be the 1 minute or 5 minute, whatever time frame that swing low is breached, it goes below it. It only needs to go by 1 tick. Doesn't need to close below it either. It just needs to go below it. That time frame that has the swing low, it must have a candle close up after it takes that low. Once it does that, you immediately drop down to a 30-second chart. But I can't have a 30-second chart. Then you can't fucking trade this model. Just apply it to a higher time frame. Instead of a 30-second, use the 1 minute and use the 15-minute and 1 hour chart. Everything's scalable. But I'm giving you something that you can test a lot. There's lots of examples doing this throughout the week, from the beginning of trading on Sunday to Friday's close. There's many instances of you going in and going to be able to back test this and have no bias. And you're going to have losing trades. It's okay. But you have to have whatever that time frame is, the 1 minute or the 5 minute, there has to be a stop run. One of the first primary principles I taught when I stepped out on baby pips is the real move will not happen. The dynamic price runs where there's magnitude and delivery and speed, that will happen after a pool of liquidity is engaged. That means if the market's bullish, if you think it's going to go higher, I think it's going to draw up to some level, whether it be a high, a relative equal high, inefficiency above market price, whatever that is up there, that you're framing as the reason for it to want to go up, it's far more likely to get up there with conviction and speed if there has been a short-term run on liquidity that's below the marketplace in the form of stops or sell-side liquidity. Because the market's going to go down to allow traders to buy those stops. What traders? Smart money. The algorithm is cowtailing to them. It's called handshaking. The market reprices to levels to allow handshaking to occur. That's the real term. That's exactly what's going on. And when those orders are being provided to the participants that are on the sideline, you're not seeing their fucking orders on the DOM, the depth of market. It's not DOM, by the way. DOM. When that is showing those numbers and stuff, their orders are not sitting there. Smart money's orders are not sitting there. They're not fucking sitting there, folks. That's why I'm laughing at you when you're fucking using it and you're asking me, show me your order book, show me your level 2 data. That's fucking bullshit. That's all bullshit. It's spoofing. Their orders are immediately piped in. Immediately. They're not sitting around waiting for you can read them. If they have their orders the size of their fucking orders and the volume of their fucking orders, if they were sitting out there where you could see them, you could really read sentiment then. They're never going to fucking let you do that. Why the fuck is it so hard for you not to see this? Because people on CNBC and people that are allowed to talk on CNBC that have no fucking real clout on Twitter. I've been on CNBC, so therefore my opinion matters. The fuck out of here. When it drops down to take the sell side when you're bullish, whatever that time frame is that has the swing low that it pierces and goes below, as soon as it does that, you have to wait for one candle to be up close. Once it does that, then and only then do you drop down to the 30-second chart and you wait for a fair value gap to form, and then you buy. The best one is the first, but you can take continuous buys on a 30-second every time it creates a fair value gap or trades to a down close candle. You treat it like a bullish order block, and you can turn that single one contract model over time. If you submit to 3 months of doing it, you build discipline and you aim for that liquidity. But here's the thing. You might be just like my son and you're scared. You can't hold a trade. Okay. Best case scenario, put a limit order at 15. 15 handles, there it is. So you're risking 12 to make 15. That's not bad. It's a little bit better than 1. But most of the time, my son has 10, 11, maybe 11 and a half, sometimes 12 handles. And he moves his limit order around if he ever uses it. Sometimes he's honest with me. He says, Dad, I don't have a limit order because I'm afraid if I put it at 10 and it goes to 15, I'll be upset about that. So he's still not disciplined in that regard yet. He's growing, but this model allows him that growth. It protects him from losing a lot because he can only trade with one contract. He can only take one trade per day. He can only do one thing. And it keeps him in a tight little bubble where he can only, like a petri dish, okay? I've taken him and I've put him inside of a petri dish and said, okay, this is all you can fucking do. You can bloom and grow all you want, but you're never getting out of that fucking petri dish until I tell you new parameters. And so far, his growth has been perfect. It's showing him incremental gains. It's realistic gains. I think, honestly, if everybody out there, even people that hate me, those results are consistent, aren't they not? They are. They're not perfect. He's got an 80% strike rate in terms of his trades. At 18 years old, that's fucking phenomenal. That's fucking phenomenal. I don't give a fuck where you came from. That's good shit. But see, you are equating it to some of the things that I've done, or you see other people do, and they may not even be true. Don't look at the amount of money as the reason to say something is good or bad. Because what if you were making $250 a day? That's going to mean something to you, isn't it? It's going to mean a whole hell of a lot to you. Whatever you're aiming for, as far as the draw on liquidity, over time, you'll learn to hold it a little bit more. See, he has to submit to this for a few more weeks before he's allowed to go for 20 handles. Because he's not going to have, right now, he doesn't have it yet. He doesn't have the wherewithal to be able to hold the trade for 20 handles because he's nervous. He's afraid. He's expecting one of those weird, crazy, big down close candles or wicks that come against him real quick. He's expecting it. That's what he's having in his mind. He thinks they're going to jump out like a boogeyman. And you're laughing and smiling, thinking, it's exactly how I feel every time I'm in a trade. And you know how you beat that? You know how you beat that boogeyman? You just constantly engage and you desensitize yourself to it. And you see, how many times does it really manifest itself? It might happen once a month. If you're following rules, if you're bullish and a stop hunt just takes place on sell stops, chances are they just engaged that liquidity and smart money just went in and added more. Then the algorithm reprices higher. Not because they bought it, not because of the buying pressure. The handshaking element that the algorithm does, it delivers to a pool of liquidity. It doesn't know how many orders are there. It can't know how many orders are there because it's always changing. Orders are coming in and being pulled, spoofed, putting in, put them out. Like that's not a factor when it was coded. It's just where will they be? At what time are we interested in going there? That's how the algorithm's coded. So when that handshaking event takes place and allows the liquidity to be engaged, whether it be purging or engineering new liquidity, that element brings with it a context of what price action should do next. So if you know the likelihood of those stops above relative equal highs, below relative equal lows, or above a single high or below a single low, you're framing where the liquidity is that the algorithm will refer to. And then you sit there and you wait. Which one is it gravitating to? Whatever one it gravitates to or starts moving towards closest, you can use this model. And you can take 10 handles. It happens every day. But you want 50 handles. You want 100 handles. You want to make $10,000 in your combine challenge. You want to do 15 contracts over leveraged and stress the entire fucking time that you're in the trade, worrying about what happens if it doesn't work out. But man, if it really does work out, I made the maximum amount of money. You want to live your life as a trader like that? Where everything is a fucking do or die? That's not what professionals do. They go in there and they do something that's absolutely fucking boring, using a leverage amount that is realistic, it's sane. That means it's not insane. And they are respecting the risk because they are not perfect. They're not perfect. Cameron has lost a few, I don't know how many exact, I got to get the numbers off of him. The idea of a perfect winning record, he'll lose that eventually. By having 100% strike rate on the day with an 80% plus win rate, even though that the average profit is small because of the context of the stats, he's averaging that the average profit is small because of the context of the stats. He's averaging $250 to $240 a day. Do you earn that at your job? Do you earn that in your trading right now? Do you feel confident that on Monday that you're going to be able to make $200+ absolutely assured that it's going to happen? Do you have that feeling in your fiber, in your being as a trader, as a student, as someone that's learning how to do this? Are you that confident that you know absolutely that you know you can walk in there next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, walk out of there with $200+ and confident that what you're doing is absolutely sound logic? It's not gambling. Do you have that right now? He's learning that. He's at that point where he's discovering it. And watching him walk around, he walked differently. He walked differently. He had his shoulders back. He felt good about himself. And for a while, he didn't look that way. Before he started doing this stuff and trading, and before he lost his girlfriend, he always had that bounce in his step. He's athletic. He's bigger than I am. He's fucking like a linebacker. He's huge. But I watched him dip down. His self-esteem went down a little bit. He didn't have that fire in him, because he thought he was going to walk out here and conquer the world with combines and shit. And he discovered that there's a whole lot of things that he brought to it, and it's not easy. It takes time to figure yourself out. And you don't need a whole lot of things and bells and whistles to work with to do an experiment to discover where your character flaws are. And you have to do that in your humble beginnings, quietly, without the interference of other people's opinions and judgments, telling you you're wasting your time, or you're going to fail, or what you're doing is fake, or you're learning from a fraud, or all that stuff is meant to distract you. That's how the enemy works. That's exactly what he does. And you listen to it and you ignore all the evidence around you where it does work and people are making real money. And there's no way of escaping the fact that what Cameron's doing is being proven by another entity apart from me. Oh, do a combine ICT if you can trade. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. Look at what my students are doing. And look at my young buck, my 18-year-old that thought he knew everything in the beginning. And now he's discovering, wow, this is a lot easier than I thought. That's exactly the right mindset. And then he has his shoulders pulled back now. He feels good about himself. Not arrogance. It wasn't arrogance. He's had arrogance. And I told you before, if this boy learns what I know and wants to do what he says he wants to do, or what he was wanting to do, he is going to be a menace. He's going to have a whole lot of fucking haters. He might be drawing too much negative energy on himself. And maybe this is a way that God said, hey, in his development, it'll change him. Change him for the better. Not trying to be like that, like in that aspect. But moving forward, I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to do 90 days of the same thing. One contract, one mini with a demo. Looking for it with the model idea that I just gave you here. It's stripped down, folks. There's nothing that you can deduct from it anymore. It's simple. It's the simplest as there is. There's nothing else simpler than that. If you can watch the market in the morning, you look for it there. If you can't watch it in the morning, watch it in the afternoon. It's occurring all day long. Multiple times. He's discovering that he has more than one setup per session. Dozens of setups per day. I said that plurally. There's a lot of them there. And that's what these algorithms do all day long. They pipe their orders in. Boom, 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 boom. And they're sliding themselves in between everybody else's orders and buying and selling. And that volume comes in. There it is. Every single one of you, if you do this, number one, you're going to build a lot of understanding about who you are. You're going to discover that you're not as patient as you thought you were. You're not going to be surprised when you see how hard it is to stick to this one idea. It's very hard. But you will not be able to stick to anything else, risking more money when that emotional stimuli and courage is diminished when you take a loss when you're trading with the largest leverage. You feel bad. You feel regret, remorseful, but not so much that you keep from doing it again, because you'll do it again. This teaches you to fall in love with the process and fall in love with you as the person who you're encouraging and grooming to be the best version of. You're reducing all of the negative stimuli down to the bare minimum of what you have to concern yourself with. One stop loss. It's 12 handles. That's it. 12 handles. If it's moving 12 handles, you're absolutely wrong. And you want to be out. And once you do, and you get stopped out, you stop. Next day, it's a reset. Start all over again. Not reset your account. Reset your mindset about, okay, I'm going in looking for setup. And you're using the draw on liquidity as the basis for where the market should be reaching for. And over time, and for the folks that feel like they can just go right in there and try to do the draw on liquidity and just use this model as the entry for the draw, you're cheating yourself. Because your expectations is you're eventually going to want to trade with 15 contracts when you can afford to do so. You won't be able to hold that trade until you work through one contract. And you hold to 10 to 15 contracts. Oh, I'm sorry, handles rather. And once it does that, you get out. And you learn to see, does it keep going further? Or does it retrace and go against where your stop loss would have been? And then later on resume going higher. Because there's going to be times where that's going to happen. Cameron will have that happen to him. It will happen to him. And I'm interested to share with you his observations. I will sit with him. You will hear his voice. He will talk with me and you as an audience member, listening to what he felt in contrast to what it's been like watching him build it up. But don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself the opportunity to grow, trusting how to hold on to a trade. This is exactly the perfect learning environment. How to teach yourself discipline, patience, how to follow a model and a process, adhering to it. Don't do anything extra beyond that. Don't over leverage your account because you can only do one contract. And kill the whole myth of high R multiple trades is the way to go, or you can't be profitable. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Every high frequency trading algorithm has no fucking concern for R multiples because they're going in there and they're taking bites. They're taking bites of it. They're not out there fucking trying to take the whole day down. They're just taking a bite. In this, 10 handles is a bite. And there's a lot of that on the plate every single day. And you only need one of those 10 handles to carve out a model that can make your whole life better. What would $200 a day do for you? Am I selling you a Lambo lifestyle? Fuck no. Am I showing you how you can get your groceries paid for in a month? Absolutely. Am I helping you figure out how you can get that car note covered because you just had a separation and there's now less money coming in? You went from a 2-income household now to one. And what you were feeling confident that together you guys could do it. But now they said they don't want to be with you anymore. And you have fear and anxiety and depression kicking in. How am I going to do it? I got somebody I got to take care of. This is one way you can do that. This is one way you can feel empowered and feel confident that through this, the Lord can increase you. But you have to submit yourself to the process. You have to submit to a rule-based idea. And there is none simpler than this. It'll conquer everything that you're wrestling with. Fear of missing out. Because you're going to discover, man, these things happen all day long. Yeah. I missed that one. Oh, no. No, you'll never have that feeling. You'll never have that feeling. I never look at a market and say, fuck, man, I missed that fucking move. Where the fuck was I thinking? Why not? Why did I do that? Why did I do this one? Why? It doesn't happen. You don't hear me talk like that, man. You don't hear me say none of that shit. It's boring as fuck because it's the same shit every day. Same time, same channel. Precision Incorporated. And it's empowering when you have that. When you share your feelings about it to everyone else that can't do it, it's going to seem like arrogance. It's going to seem like pride. Oh, look at this guy. He's so boastful. His ego's so big. You know what the fuck it is? I'm confident. I don't talk in terms that you're used to using with yourself. Oh, I don't know why I can't do this. I fear I'm going to miss this one. I should have did this. I should have done that. No. Oh, that's defeating terms. That's a vocabulary that a failure fucking holds on to. You choose to hold those words near and dear to your heart. I don't. I'm more than an overcomer. I am a conqueror. I am not teaching you to be complacent with mediocrity. You're not destined for that. You're not destined for that. The fact that you're still listening to me is a testimony to that, because you're getting fed. You can feel it. You're getting sustenance from it. You're being reminded that you are not what you've been telling yourself you are as a failure. You're not a failure. You're in progress. You are a work in progress. They needed to put a construction sign out in front of your house. Under construction. Because your shit's about to change. Everything's about to change. Your perspective has to be the first thing that does change. Because until you can see it, until you cast forth a vision, write it down, make it plain, make it clear, and pursue it and overtake it. That's what you have to do. You have to have these humble beginnings. You have to plan it out. That way you have a reason to do or not do something and not be reactive. And over time, you will discover you are disciplined. You are patient. You will wait for your setup. You will not predict your setup. You're anticipating it, and when it's laid before you, you enter it. Your stop is absolutely entered, and you're not fearful that it gets hit. Over 90 days, you'll look back. How many times you get stopped out? How many times did you lose? What was your net profit? How many times did you have winners? When did the winners really work? What were the losers? Why did they fail? What time of day? What was the economic calendar like the day before, the day of, the day after, on the days that you lost? What was it like that on the days that you won? How did you feel when you lost? How did you feel when you won? What fears and concerns did you have? You journal all that. But you do not journal it in a way where you kick yourself down and make yourself feel defeated. Oh, I fucked that up. Oh, this is bullshit. I'm never going to make this work. I'm wasting my time doing this. Everything is an opportunity for you to encourage yourself, cheerlead yourself. That's exactly what your journal is for. Because nobody is going to be there to do it for you. Nobody. You get that feeling when I'm talking to you like this, but it stops as soon as you stop listening to this. And you go back to your regular world, think about everything you're doing. When you start trading it next week, you're going to be arm wrestling fear, uncertainty, and the looming sense that you're going to fail, and I'm probably going to be wasting my time, and I'm going to feel demoralized if that's the case. That's all what everybody feels when they're trading. You're first finding yourself, everybody thinks and feels just like that. It's normal. And you're looking for some way to avoid that. And I'm telling you, you got to walk right up to it, flick it in the fucking nose and say, I'm not deterred by you, bitch. I'm here for it. And I'm walking through you. And once you do that, with fear of missing out, lack of discipline, impatience, greed, what do you got left? All upside. All upside. Does it mean you'll never have a losing trade? No. It just means when you do, it's fucking nothing. It's a paper cut. Who gives a shit? But when you make everything about image, you make everything about stats and keeping up with the Joneses and outperforming this person and that person, you have made and elevated trading to a level that's not required. You already are compounding the difficulty in something that need not be added to. But social media does that. It creates competitions when there is none. It presents drama for you to worry about when there shouldn't be any. Humble beginnings, folks. All of you have the opportunity to have that now, even if you've been profitable, even if you've been contemplating, trying to do something new with the stuff I teach, and you're already doing things on your own, doing something else. Try this model. Try this approach to doing it. Studying it, seeing how people can grow, develop with the least. And I want to inspire you to think about where you might be next year if you've done this project with yourself. If you walk forward with it for the next 90 days and you submit yourself to this process. That doesn't mean don't do everything else that you're already doing, but at least try this. Just try it. That's all. Just try it. And see what you learn about yourself. See what you discover about how you view price and how you look at yourself in terms of KPIs. Okay, these measurement statistics that help you determine how well you're doing in progress. And imagine what you'll feel when you get to the point where after 90 days, you can start doing it with 2 contracts. Do that for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, if you're successful doing it there, then go to 3 contracts for 2 weeks. If you're finding the same routine and rhythm there, after those 2 weeks, go up 1 more contract. And you do that continuously until you get to 10 contracts and then plateau there and spend a few months doing just that. At that point, folks, you've literally are at a level that you're in the upper 5% of traders. Like, you are doing numbers and consistency that any institution would fucking love for you to be able to prove that you can do that with their funds. Over time, it grows more and more and more, but you have to allow for the incremental growth. You don't want it right now because it's uncomfortable. It takes a long time. It's like anybody wants to go to a gym and work out. Maybe over the holidays, they put on a couple pounds and they want to get shredded because spring will be here soon. They want to start working out. They might join the gym. They might go there for the first few times, and all of a sudden, I ain't going to the gym today. I got something else to do. And then all of a sudden, they're not doing anything except for paying for the gym membership. And they're gaining more weight, getting more unhealthy. And the whole time, they're lying to themselves in the mirror. It ain't that bad looking. My love handles ain't that bad. My shirts feel a little bit more tighter than they used to be. That's all right. Who cares? I'm married, right? Yeah, make all these excuses. And that increment